Welcome to SSSVEDA Challenge, day 25. Today I'm talking about being outspoken or being more reserved. Now, you would think by my demeanor that I am a more outspoken individual, and I am in most cases. But what I'm finding, I don't know about you, tell me about this. How many of you would define yourself as outspoken? Put a number 1. Put a little 1 down there if you say, look, I am outspoken, or number 2 if you say I am more reserved. I'd like to know. I'm going to say that the people that don't answer are going to be reserved, and the people that say 1 are outspoken. But I'll take that guess. So go ahead and give me a little number 1 or number 2 if you would, please, all you fine lurkers out there. Tell me number 1 if you're outspoken, number 2 if you are more reserved. So either you're maybe you're an extrovert, number 1, and 2 you're reserved. Can you guys give me a number there, those of you that are watching today? Anybody want to chime in on that? Or a 1. Okay, so you're more outspoken. Okay. Anybody else? Anybody else outspoken there? The number 1s? Any number 2s? The number 2 is like, well, I really don't want to do that. I don't want to. I understand number 2s. Number 2 is okay. You just lurk away, I guess, and be fine. But you know what? I find that at least in getting things done. Now, being a youth pastor and being a pastor in general, being a leader, let's just put it in those terms. I can talk about my thing, but if you're a leader, there are certain leaders that get things done in a much more reserved way, and there are people who get things done by being more outspoken. Now, if you look at like our presidential elections, the most outspoken guy in the field obviously is Donald Trump. Now, whether he'd make a good president or not, regardless of that, he is getting all the attention because he is outspoken. He is speaking out on things that he feels it necessary to do that. Your more introverted people, I would say this is you look at, but I would say this. That's right, Moses needed Aaron. You're right, brother. That's true. Outspoken people, well, I would say it goes both ways, right? Outspoken people need introverted people, and introverted people need outspoken people. We need those. Moses needed Aaron to be able to say, hey, I need to, I'll give you a mouthpiece, and Aaron will go with you. Moses wasn't very good at that. And so absolutely, and I'm not saying that one is better than the other, by the way, outspoken or introverted as far as getting things done. I absolutely agree that you need both kinds of people to get that done. If you're going to be a leader in any kind of way, you need to surround yourself, because some things require an outspoken point of view, and some things need a gentle glove. Some things need a gentle touch. And for the gentle touch things, I have people on my team whom can do some of those things. They can do some things in a far better and more gentle way than I can. I tend to be a little bit more blunt maybe than I would want to be, but I've worked on that over the years. I was super extrovert. I would say that you're super extrovert when you're young, maybe, at least in my case I was. Big mouth and all that kind of stuff. But as age has crept on me, I'm far more reserved, maybe a little bit more introverted than usual. I enjoy a lot more time by myself than being out there in the forefront of everything. But you know, I was going to say this, talking about the presidential election. Look at Ben Carson. Ben Carson, I would not. He is outspoken, but he's not necessarily the loudest guy in the room. He is, I would say, a fairly more reserved person in regards to some things, but you know, and he's doing pretty well too. So I think that tells us that outspoken and reserved people both can be leaders, but they do that in a different way. And so for me, I've had situations even as of lately where I chose not to say anything because that was the best course of action. Sometimes the best course of action, at least for me sometimes, in my mouth, is don't say anything. Let things kind of play itself out. And so I would imagine that if you're an introvert, you find that to be incredibly positive, you know, in doing that. And maybe if you're outspoken, if you got to nip something in the bud, usually an extroverted person can step up and say, look, we're not going to go that way. We're not going to go that direction. And so in talking about being, getting things done in the workplace or getting things done where you're at, what have you found? What have you found? Let me ask this question. In your workplace, who tends to get things done more? The extroverted or the introverted? And maybe if you're the leader, you could tell me if that's you. But give me a little shout there. Who gets things done in your workplace? Whether that be a church, whether that be a business, whether that be who gets things done most? Is your boss? Is the person who's your leader? Are they an extrovert or introvert? And how do they get things done? And are they effective? I don't know. You guys tell me. Give me some signal, a sign there, some comments, something like that. that would tell me that your boss is introverted and he gets things done, or maybe he's extroverted and he gets things done? Anybody? Any comments? No? Okay. Just trying to help out here. Just trying to see who I'm talking with here to where I can go. But anyway, that's kind of my thing. Is whether you're extroverted or introverted, you're going to need to surround yourself with a team of people who can do some things you don't do. So you look around and you build yourself a team and gather some people that are not like you. The ones that make a more physical initiative instead of just talking. I agree. There has to be something. There has to be some sort of physical display rather than talking. Talking is one thing and doing is another, right? We tend to respect people who do things more than people that say things, I would think. At least maybe I'll say that for me. But people that take action on things and don't let things kind of coast and don't let things, get out of control or, example. And I'll close with this. The fact is this: you ever watch those TV shows where you have they have a setup in there and they wonder who is going to react, who is going to say something about the screaming kid, right? It's all filmed, it's all kind of out there, and you had a kid that's screaming, and who's going to say something to the parent? Like there was one where the kid was screaming all over the Starbucks or something like that, and it took the manager, all the people in the room, in the cafe there, would not say anything to the parent about the screaming child, but the manager finally came out and said something after however many minutes or something like that. And I always wonder what I would be like in those kind of situations. And of course, if you're on a plane with a screaming child, which I have been, and you're not the person, don't you inwardly just say, "Thank you, God. Thank you, God, for sending that extroverted person to go over there and say something to that woman or that person or whoever's causing a disruption." We don't always want to be that person to be the person to say something. But you know what? Sometimes actions require that, situations require actions to be taken. And we got to find our place, extroverted or introverted. Build yourself a team with people, of all kinds of people who can do those kind of things, and I find that since I've done that, I am about 1,000 times more successful at what I do and have room to do things, so I'm not always having to be the person to take action on everything in a certain kind of way. So anyway, guys, thanks for joining me for a little bit today for the SSSVEDA Challenge, vlogging every day in August, and hope you've been enjoying these. This has been day 25, and hopefully this was interesting to you and give you food for thought. And if you're watching this on my YouTube channel, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button there. That will get videos like this on in your inbox, to where you can keep up with me about youth ministry stuff and youth ministry leadership and that kind of jazz, and ideas and stuff. And also, if you're a regular, thanks for watching. I hope you, through these videos, have gotten to know me a little bit better as a person and not just a talking head that talks about just one thing. But for the past 25 days, I've talked about a lot of different things. And you can always find me over on Catch.me. If you look for me over there, I think I have all the videos are there, and they're also on my YouTube channel. So those of you that are in Periscope here, thanks for hanging with me and joining me for a little bit. And anyway, you guys have a fantastic day, and I will see you guys tomorrow for day 26 of the SSSVEDA Challenge. And you guys have an awesome day, guys. It's a beautiful day here in Birmingham, and I hope it's a beautiful day where you're at. So anyway, take it easy, guys. Have a good one, and go out there and take some action on something today. Talk to you later.